Unless you've been living under a rock, you're probably aware of the controversy surrounding Halle Bailey pertaining to her being cast in Disney's live-action version of its immensely popular animated film, The Little Mermaid. The highly anticipated movie has been met with sharp criticism as well as praise for casting Bailey, who is black, as Ariel, who is white with red hair in the animated version. Some people have welcomed this change. They claim that little girls need to see people who, quote, look like them in these presentations. Others have proclaimed that Disney is being lazy and demanded that the company create new characters to increase the diversity we see on screen, rather than just race-swapping already established characters in inferior remakes, something I happen to agree with. Bailey has largely ignored the controversy, stating in one interview that the backlash is something that you just kind of expect as a black person. She also has stated that she avoids reading online comments. Meanwhile, the trailers for the new Little Mermaid have an astoundingly high number of dislikes that outnumber likes. Ironically, there's also been criticism of the recently announced casting of the Lilo and Stitch live-action remake because the actress who is playing Nani is not dark enough. So maybe there's some validity to this idea that realistic versions of these famed cartoons should have actors that actually look like their animated counterparts. But there is something else going on that has not yet received much attention. On Bailey's Instagram, she's committed a most heinous and shocking offense. Yes, you guessed it, Bailey has been photographed interacting with exotic animals. Now, I was actually pretty surprised when I saw this because considering all the remarks she's endured about how her movie is too, woke, these pictures are exceedingly unwoke. You've got the picture of her interaction with a primate, a great ape no less, and brace yourself, it's wearing pants. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the triggers of animal rights groups, this is a cardinal sin. They hate it when animals are dressed up like humans and made to make that goofy smile, which, at least when it comes to chimpanzees, is a signal for fear. Although great apes are certainly sophisticated enough to make expressions that don't reflect what they are feeling for pretend. Many people also believe that animals are being disrespected when they are made to wear clothing, like the animal can be embarrassed by it or something. Although in the pictures, there's violation after violation, including, a tiger cub. If you've been paying attention to recent events, this activity is completely illegal in the United States now, thanks to Carol Baskin and her federal Big Cat Public Safety Act that was recently passed mostly because of the Tiger King docuseries. So the action of petting a cub is so terrible, we actually made it illegal on the federal level. So look at these comments. Never use animals for entertainment like this. Never promote it. Halle Bailey, please, you should know better. I find it ridiculous that so many of you are backing her up on her decision to support unethical animal tourism. Make no mistake, any animal used as a photo prop is either drugged or beat into submission. They are unable to act naturally, the way they would in the wild. The fact that she and her PR team failed to do research before visiting or posting is pathetic. It takes one simple Google search to learn that animals in places like these are abused. Halle Bailey, I hope you have learned better. Sis, we love you, but these are wild animals. They're not supposed to be pet. Facilities that allow you to cuddle tigers, ride elephants, or play with monkeys often put these animals under heavy drugs, have them live in tiny cages, put them in shackles, clip their claws, or whip them daily so they behave. It's not natural. I bet these animals would prefer to roam around freely somewhere. If you didn't know, now you know. You are a big role model for many, so please consider the animals' well-being more and do better. Bailey even got a comment from World Animal Protection Thailand, who also posted it on their Facebook page. That's not a good look for the upcoming actor and her peaceful Disney image. Let's be clear, I do not necessarily condone the facility that Bailey visited. At this time, I do not know where it is or what it is, but I know that in Thailand as well as throughout Asia, there are many tourist attractions that keep animals in inadequate conditions, and some might engage in practices that are harmful to animals. This place that Bailey attended does have a couple red flags. However, the comments aren't really just against the petting zoo she went to. They, of course, start spouting rhetoric, such as how no so-called wild animals should be kept in captivity. And while I don't know what the situation is with the facility in the photo, it's certainly possible that animals can be tame enough for photographs with visitors without being beaten to submission or drugged. So I am surprised she hasn't taken these images down, and I don't know how she feels about the whole subject. She does have some emojis that seem to suggest she's not happy with something. Disney, the company that is making her film, has been taking various steps to appease people with animal rights-minded views. For instance, the film Finding Dory used to include a captive marine mammal facility, but it was changed by Pixar to make the animals have the option of leaving. Dumbo also left the circus in the remake to return to the wild with other Asian elephants, so it remains to be seen what will happen in response to this novel backlash. However, I hope that Halle Bailey doesn't succumb to this type of rhetoric and at least acknowledges that there's nothing wrong with keeping exotic animals in captivity or interacting with them. If she does find out that this particular zoo that she went to is not a good one, then it's perfectly fine. In fact, I highly encourage acknowledging that. But do not succumb to animal rights rhetoric that suggests that you cannot pet a tiger cub without it being inherently cruel.